Today we discuss about the factors that affecting learning. So let's start our class. Now here is the first factor, that is physiological factor. Physiological factor, actually learning is very much depending on different physiological factors of the individuals. Different physiological factors that affecting learning are as follows. So first one is physical health. Physical fitness depends upon sound physical health. Good or sound physical health helps in the process of learning. If you are physically fit, then you can learn anything very easily. But if you are not physically sound, that means your physical health is not good. It is very difficult for you to learn many things easily as in comparison to the physically healthy person. It gives vigor and vitality to pursue learning activities for a longer education. Ill health hampers learning, and a diseased person is handicapped the normal physical strength necessary for any mental activity. Thus, physical fitness or health is one of the most important factors of learning. So, physical health or physically fit is very important to pursue or to cater anything easily. If you want to learn, if you have to fit physically, either you will get a very less knowledge regarding any topic. So the next one is fatigue. Physical fatigue causes mental boredom and indolence, which affect the learning capacity of the individual. A number of factors in the home and school environment, such as lack of accommodation, inadequate ventilation, poor light, noise, overcrowdedness, lack of pure nutrition, unhealthy clothing, bad seating arrangement, etc. may cause physical and mental fatigue, which affect the learning capacity of the individual. Here another one is age. Age also give impact on learning. As a part of physiological factor, it also provide impact to the or also give impact to the learning factors. It is also a part of learning. Learning capacity varies with age. There is a popular belief that children learn better than adult or old people. Some subjects can better be learned at the early age, and the people can learn very easily at their early age rather in the old age. So there is another point, that is food and drink. So food and drink also give impact on learning. Food and drink or nutrition is responsible for efficient mental activity and strength learning capacity. Poor nutrition adversely affect learning. The alcoholic drink, tobacco, caffeine, etc. have adverse effect on neuromuscular system and consequently upon the learning capacity of the student as well as the people who are going to learn anything from the society as from the school or institution. So very good food and very good drink is very important for learning. So here is some another factors. First one is practice. If you will not practicing continuously, you will not learn the topics easily. For example, if one player learn how to swim, he must be practice again and again. If he will not practice again and again, he will not learn the topic very easily, because practice impact on learning. Practice makes learning possible and permanent. Another topic, that is time of learning. Morning and evening hours are the best period of reading or study, because during daytime there is decline in the mental capacity. During the morning and the evening time, mental capacity have the perfect position based on which you can learn the topics or anything easily in comparison to daytime. So it is all about the physiological factors or physical factors that impact on learning, that affect on learning. Maybe you got all the points easily. We are proceeding now. The next topic, that one is psychological factor. Now first one is attitude. Here as a part of the psychological factor, aptitude or attitude, actually attitude is an important factor that affects learning. Positive attitude towards the subject matter has positive impact, and negative attitude has negative impact on learning. Just assume you are going to learn something about sun. If you are not interested regarding those topic, your attitude is not positive with the sun, that means you will not learn the topic easily. Rather, if you have the positive sign regarding the topic, either it is sun or either anything, it's up to you how you feels with this topic. What is your attitude regarding any topic? If your attitude is positive regarding something, that means you will proceed towards learn the topic easily. But your attitude is negative towards that topic, that means you will not going to learn the topic easily. So we will proceed to the next, that is interest. Now interest is also impact on learning. As a psychological factor, interest is most important factor and prerequisite of learning. Children or individual can learn faster if he or she is interested in the material or skill to be learned. The individual's interest towards a subject helps to learn more easily and effectively. Active intent to learn on the part of the learner has always better learning than positive attention given by them. Next one, that is mental health. Mentally healthy person can learn many things very easily, but mentally weak or ill person will not learn the topic as compared to the mentally healthy person easily. Mental health affects learning very much. Mental illness, mental tension, complexes, conflicts, mental disease, etc. hampering learning. Okay, students, maybe you do not find any doubt with these topics. So let's proceed to the next, that is motivation. No learning takes place unless it is motivated. Motivation actually refers to the internal state that drives the learner towards some goal. It determines the occurrence of learning within the individual. The learner with high motivation tend to make more responses than a learner with a weak motivation. Learning occurs only of those tasks behind which motive stimulates the learner for action. Every child is impelled by some motive to learn new things. A child's behavior in learning is energized by motives, selected by motives, and directed by motives. An individual's or a child's motivation or urge to learn bring about better learning. So we can say that if we want to learn something, you have to properly motivate it towards that learning object or towards that learning content. If you are not motivated towards that learning content, that means will face difficulties in learning. Another one, psychological factor, that is needs. A need is the state of lacking or want, a state of disequilibrium within the organism. Needs are associated with goal. When goals are achieved, the children learn something. Learning influenced by child's or individual's needs. Learning becomes pleasant on as it confirms the need satisfaction of the individual. So we are proceeding to the next topic, that is reward and punishment. Reward and punishment are more important of learning. Reward are powerful incentives to learn. If someone rewarded you regarding your good performance, that means the child will proceed towards learning very rapidly. But if the child is doing well but no one is rewarding him, that means the child will not proceed towards learning, because he will not get what he actually want or the praise he want from others because of his good activities or good work. Punishment arousing fear in anticipation may influence the people to work and learn. Modern psychologists, however, use a more general term indicating both the cases, that is reinforcement. Reward is a positive reinforcement and punishment is a negative reinforcement. They are key to learning, but there is no learning if these are not applied in the right way at the right time. If reward and punishment is not given at the right time, that means the child will not proceed towards learning. So another topic, that is intelligence. Intelligence also give impact on learning. The levels of intelligence determine the rate and tasks of learning. Learning very much depends on the intellectual ability of the learner. If the learner intellectual ability is high, or the learner trying to learn anything based on his intellectual capacity, that means the child will learn the things easily which actually he wants to learn. Next one is, that is goal of learning. Here the child, or we all know that learning is goal oriented because it leads to the fulfillment of some purpose. Thus it helps the individual or learner to be conscious and active to learn. So each and every object, every person have their own goals. Like learning has its own goal. Learning has its own goal because if you are going to learn something, you have some goal why you are going to learn these things. So this is all about the psychological factor. Students, do you find any doubt regarding these factors? Then ask me without having any hesitation. You can ask me sincerely directly at the end of the video. So we are proceeding to the next, that is school of environmental factors. So school or environmental factors, it includes first one, that is learning by doing. Here learning by doing means practice makes man perfect. We all know that. Repetition and practice and the length of the practice session and distribution of rest period after learning process to a great extent. The students or learner must be encouraged to learn through activity and practice, because children learn better through personal experience, but no extreme of spacing and messing and over practice is desirable. Okay, the next one, that is learning facilities. The adequate and appropriate facilities in the school also very much influential in the learning process. Learning facilities such as a good library, teaching aids, technological equipments, facilities are games and sports, facilities of co-curricular activities, etc., and good use of these facilities can strengthen learning. On the other hand, lacking of these facilities in school weaken learning of the students. So learning facilities is very important. If the student had no perfect learning facilities, then means this impact on his learning, because without having facilities it's very difficult for him to proceed regarding learning. The next, that is facilities of whom. Different learning facilities provided at home causing learning variation among the students or learners. The children who are provided different learning facilities and equipments by the family are more confident and better in achievement. But those who are lacking of such facilities at their homes may take their learning a monotonous process and they are unable to enhance learning appropriately. So facilities often also impact as a factor regarding learning. There is another factor that impacts on learning or affects on learning, that is method of discipline. So method of discipline also an important factor that gives impact on learning, because learning is influenced by the principles of discipline of the school. Indiscipline creates disorganization in school. Similarly, self-discipline creates self-control and self-reliance among the students, which helps the students to learn actively. So methods of discipline also impact on learning. Another factor that impact on learning as a part of school or environmental factor is teacher's efficiency. If the teacher is not efficient, the student will not proceed with him regarding any regarding learning. If the teacher is efficient and good in learning, that means students will come through him regarding any topic. Learning and success of learning is very much dependent on teacher. Teacher's personal experience, activeness, artistic feeling, scientific attitude, technical activities and experience etc. can help the learners or students to successfully learn defined subjects. So this is another factor, and we proceed to the next factor, it is method of teaching. Method of teaching also impact of learning. The methods of teaching and skills of teaching followed by the teacher also affect learning of the learners. The traditional lecture method of teaching cannot help the learners to learn science and technical subjects adequately. Thus, to make learning more objective and useful to the learner, experimental method, project method, heuristic method, problem solving method, observation method, analytical method, synthetical method, recitation method, discussion method, etc. are to be used by the teacher. If the teacher will not use all such the kind of method, only the teacher will use the lecture method, that means the student will not proceed to learn, because if the classroom is not interesting, then why should the student will attentive towards that class? So different types of method need to be used regarding learning. So this is another factor that affect on learning. And the last one, that is organizational factors. So organizational factors include management, task variable or content and method variable or teaching and learning method. First one is management. Nature of management of the school is one of the most mentionable factors of learning. The rules and regulations, school discipline, the relationship between teacher and students, among the students, school administration, teacher and student etc. promotes a healthy atmosphere for learning. Next one is regarding organizational factors. It includes content. The content factor that includes the organization of curricular and co-curricular activities of the school curriculum. The curricular and co-curricular activities influence learning of the students. The organization of various curricular activities, the timetable, schedule of tests and final examination and arrangement of co-curricular activities influence learning and can make learning more lively and interesting for the students. So this is all about the school or environmental factors of learning. Here's